Hey, thank you so much for downloading the episode today. On the show, Paula is out sick. That gives producer Dub an opportunity to sit in with me as we talk a little bit about gaming, a teeny bit of sports, our visit to Napa, some hotel don'ts, and a discussion about toilets. Yes, an exciting episode with a married couple who is happy and has nothing to complain about, so we talk toilets and ass towels. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show.
It's another uncensored look at the world around you, from sisters who will say just about anything to anyone at any time. It's the Uggs. Jamie?
I don't have like big European food poops.
And filling in for Paula, producer Dub.
The fuck is wrong with this lady?
Uncensored as always, it's time for the ugly truth.
Welcome to The Ugly Truth. It is episode 261. Ugh. Yes, the sickest girl in the world, my baby sister, Paula, is out sick. Finally, her children have brought the scourge home to her, and she has been struggling for a week. She says that her throat and her voice are too vocal fry-ish to participate in an episode. Right. So although there may be a segment of the society who wouldn't mind the vocal fry, most of us don't or find it annoying. And so she has stepped out to recover her throat, her moneymaker.
Yeah, that's her moneymaker.
Her golden vocals.
I feel like maybe she needs...
legendary Paula Marie.
I feel like she needs airborne intravenously every day.
You know, she gave me shit about teasing her about the kids always being sick, but I do remember going through that phase. I do remember the kids always having snot coming out of their face, and we had 4.
Okay.
But hold on. But the difference being that I took after my grandmother and literally bleached walls every time someone got sick. So I don't know if it worked or not.
Are you saying she doesn't do that?
It takes a lot of work to try to eliminate a germ, and we never got the flu this year. We never got anything that would necessitate opening up windows when it's 40 degrees outside, which I've done when our children, I remember sitting our kids down on the couch, opening up all the windows in the middle of winter and trying to kill whatever was germinating in our house. So yes, it does happen.
I have a count, by the way.
A count?
Yeah, this is episode 261.
Yeah.
I feel like we've talked about illness of some kind and about 212 of them.
I don't know. But we also don't have school-age kids anymore, so I think we're forgetting. You're also not taking into account that people are disgusting. And even if her children are completely clean, it's the clean kids that get the lice, remember? I mean, right. It's just, germs see clean and easy and go there. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it doesn't matter. But
I'm not
now Paula's
to blame
sick.
Anybody, but she's sick.
No,
all the time.
I'm blaming public. I'm blaming the disgusting human masses who don't.
You hear that, people?
Clean their people when they send them off to school.
It's your fault. You're listening to me instead of Paula right now.
Don't give those teachers guns. Give them Clorox wipes, for God's sake.
Damn it.
Anyway, okay, so welcome to the show. Producer Deb is here with me today, so it'll be a little bit of a different format, but not too different. You know, we're instead of talking crap about you on the show, we're just going to talk crap about everybody else.
Yeah, once again, for those of you new to the show, husband and wife right here. Although you'll be able to tell pretty quickly if you haven't already.
Yeah. So anyway, but if it wasn't for producer Dub, and I have told him this many times post-coitus, that if he ever died, the show would go away because we don't know how to do anything that he does.
See, it's my
way of saying I'm grateful.
Some people have cigarettes.
We talk about how grateful I am that you're still living, because then my dream of podcasting ends with you, and begins and ends with you.
I really wish post-coitus that there were other things you were grateful for, but that's okay. No comment.
So, quickly, there's been a few exciting things going on in our extracurricular lives to escape the world and each other. Not often. I'm making it sound like we're unhappy. We're not unhappy, but we do have the desire to go play games. You play Xbox.
I do.
And I play World of Warcraft. And I've been playing World of Warcraft for many years. You've been playing console games since you were like 8.
Atari 2600.
You and every other guy our age has been playing console games. If you're into the gaming, you've played them all. And since you and I have been together for 20 years, I have seen many console games come and go through our home. But I think the years that we really enjoyed playing console games together was, I like the Nintendo.
Right.
Because I love Mario games a lot.
We played a lot
of Mario Party. And our kids loved it. We used to play Mario Party a lot. And then suddenly Xbox shows up and the whole world changes.
It did. I think that a lot of it was because we used to play games. Friends would come over. That's what you did. Or you would go over and you would play games. What Xbox did that PlayStation was a lot later to and doesn't do nearly as well even today is online gaming. And so now there's that idea that as soon as my brother, like who I played video games with a lot, he's my younger brother, once Xbox came, we started able to play online. That changed everything. Now we all had to have an Xbox. We had to have, so. Anyway. Interestingly,
once that started, I lost complete and total interest in console gaming.
Yes.
I hated it. Yeah. I don't know why. I think it's because I don't like people a lot.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to play with strangers that I didn't like. Ironically, someone I was friends with on social media way before Facebook said, you've got to try this game called World of Warcraft. And I am one of the people who got interested in World of Warcraft after the infamous South Park episode where they all played World of Warcraft together on the server Echo Isles, which is where I was like, okay, well, I guess this is the server to go to. And so for a really long time, it was the joke of the servers because we were all the bandwagon people who came because of South Park. But I remember thinking, isn't it cool, though, that we're cool enough to watch South Park, so it can't be that bad, right? They're like, you're a bunch of scrubs, sellouts. And I'm like, I don't get it. But I did do it, and I started playing, and no, absolutely. I was literally the suckiest of suck because I didn't understand anything.
Yeah.
I remember very well a friend who I'm still friends with today, Ryan. He was like, okay, no, you need better armor, because I was wearing gray old stuff because I thought it looked nice.
Yes, of course.
But I didn't realize that you had to have like stats and all this other stuff, and I was a warrior.
You chose fashion over function.
I did. So he bought all this crap and he gave it to me. He's like, here, put all this on. I put it on. I'm like, this is so ugly. How in the hell? It doesn't even match. It's green. I don't want to wear this stuff. He said, just wear it. So it was probably
such a girl.
Incredibly frustrating. And it was 80% girl or boy. There were hardly any girls playing.
Yeah, probably not that far off today even. I mean, there's probably more, but
I have a lot of girlfriends that I play with now. It's super fun. It's girl power too, by the way. We absolutely, in fact, I will say that we don't impose ourselves in these groups when we're all playing together for a reason. Because
what reason?
Well, our personalities are just far more sophisticated. We're
sophisticated.
We are way more harsh and mean than these men that we play with. They're all like, okay, we got to work this problem out. Let's figure this out. Like I was listening to you last night. You were playing, what's it called?
I was testing out Sea of Thieves.
Okay, Sea of Thieves, which looks incredibly boring to me, but I'm sure when I play my game, it looks incredibly horrible. It's
everybody's
tedious.
Standing in a circle with numbers flashing everywhere. It looks absolutely horrifying.
Right.
Boring.
But after a while, you get used to it and you don't even see that.
Of course.
And honestly, let's be real. I'm gossiping and talking shit. Like, there's drama going down and me and a girlfriend are chatting about it, Yeah. So it's basically, somebody told this to me a long time ago, and it stuck with me. It's the most expensive chat room you've ever been in.
Right.
And what's great, for me, what was great about it is that I was interacting with people that I would never, ever talk to in real life, or they wouldn't talk to me. That's the way I always looked at it.
Yeah.
Is they would never approach me. You would never talk to me, or I would never talk to you. And so I don't have to, it doesn't matter. Yeah. We have this one commonality, and now they're some of the most amazing people, funny, really smart.
Like a lot of Facebook friends and stuff like that too, right?
It's great. And so the people that I like truly hated, they go away. They don't even
Just
stick
like
around.
Real life.
Yeah. They don't even stick around. It's awesome. And so I'm like, okay, so basically the rules of humanity are everywhere. I mean, and it even applies in gaming. And so I've been playing long enough. There's a new expansion for my game coming out.
Yes.
sometime later this year. I don't know. I have never, ever been one of those hardcore people who reads and figures out how to champion a boss or a level.
So gonna call bullshit on that. I have gone to the computer. So this computer, this gaming computer that we have, which is probably on its last legs, but this gaming computer we have is also the kind of the main computer of the house. And so historically, this is the computer I go to once a month or twice a month to pay bills. That's it. I open up the browser and there are 4 different sites that you're logging into and looking on certain because here's the thing, you're competitive, you want to be good, you want to get better,
and I'm not good,
and you have to put in the research
effort
to do that.
What I was trying to say is that there are people who have already looked up challenges we will face in like 6 months from now.
Yes.
I don't do that. That's what I'm trying to say.
But now you may have to.
Well, no, I'm going to actually experience it because I was invited to do an alpha test, which I did not even know what that was. And so I was like, what is this? And at first I thought, I'm like, oh, they're just putting this in for when the expansion comes out. It's, has nothing to do with anything. And then I get an email saying, congratulations, you've been invited to do alpha. I'm like, what is this? What is alpha?
It's pre-beta.
I didn't know. Yeah. I'm like, all I could think of was Revenge of the Nerds. I was like, alpha. I have, Wolf.
You thought it was some Greek thing?
Yeah, I didn't. Well, it is, but I didn't know what it had. What does that have to do with me?
Right.
And so I said, all right. So I logged in. It's super. There's like not a lot of detail, and which is also cool. I mean, as most people know, if you've done this before, alpha is you're just basically making sure whatever bugs are there they know about, and you're running around. And so I'm new. I've never done this before, so I'm roaming through, and the lands that I'm roaming through, they're very much like Washington or the Sierras. And so there's a lot of rivers and there's a lot of elk and foxes. And I'm like, oh, this is so great. And then I go running up a mountain and I'm like, look at this, wonder what's over here. And then I'm immediately killed by something that 20 people are waiting to kill. And I just run right into it because I have no idea what I'm doing. That's pretty much my life.
Look at her. She's so cute.
Yes, and I don't even match because there's no way to match anything. There's no bells and whistles on this whatsoever. So I'm all in on it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks. Apparently, if they're foolish enough to invite you to do alpha, you get to do the beta too.
Sure. Part of the privilege. With the Sea of Thieves game,
yes.
In fact, it launched officially. Like, you can buy it now.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
It's been
You were
beta
playing
forever.
it last night for hours. We were supposed to record this already. And now we're here with my morning voice.
That's fine. You'll get over it. But what was interesting about it is it's still buggy.
Really?
Buggy.
Wow.
First of all, it's buggy because they have 4 times the amount of people playing than they were expecting. So it's really taking off.
Yes, and I will say that some of the men that I play with, they're like you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously,
they play both. They
play everything, literally every game. They're like, "Hey, have you done da da da?" I'm like, "What?"
Right. So
What quest is that? They're like, "Oh no, it's on Xbox."
Right. So when a new Call of Duty comes out, the play on World of Warcraft wanes for a couple of weeks,
right?
And then for sure.
And what's funny is when they say stuff like that, I'm like, "Oh, I see." So you're only required to play with me on World of Warcraft, but God forbid you invite me to play on Xbox. I see.
Yeah, I'm starting to.
That's how you get away. That's how you get away from the girls. Is you play on Xbox. You play Call of Duty.
Things like Overwatch and Fortnite have started causing me to lose my Xbox time. So it was a little unusual for me to play last night. But what made yesterday interesting was I just downloaded it just to try it because I don't know how much patience I will have for this game.
Yeah.
And it was super fun. However, I'm just not a go on a quest kind of guy. I want to go shoot shit.
Yeah.
I'm not a what they call a run and gun. I like missions. I like single player games, but I like them to move. I like them to go. Like it's
fast-paced.
like, oh my God. So in a way, it was actually good that I got on last night because I did this thing where I just joined a crew. Like I didn't start anything myself because the first time I was like out gallivanting.
Like I do.
So here's what's funny. I did. So it says you basically get a ship. You're by yourself. It's a little risky, but you're by yourself and you get this little ship and you go out. So I go out the very first time I played and I'm like, oh, this is fun. I'm sailing. I was like, oh, there's an island. I bet there's shit to explore. So I anchor off the island. I'm on the island. It's a super tiny one, right? It's like a little key. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I look out and I go, there's a ship out there.
Should I swim for it?
I was like, no. It was like, and I was like, oh, fuck. And so I turn around and I run back to my ship and I'm swimming to my ship and it's like,
oh, they're blowing you up?
Oh, yeah. Like I wasn't there because I was
no.
So now I'm on this island. Now I'm like, now what?
You're going to die.
I literally don't know what to do right now. So it turns out when your ship sinks,
do they give you a new one?
a mermaid shows up and you can go to the mermaid.
You have
and
to
the
buy
mermaid,
it?
No, the mermaid will just put you back on the ship.
You have to have sex with her?
No.
Like Shape of Water?
No, it's actually, I think sometimes it's a guy, like a he had a trident.
I'm just saying.
Whatever, so.
Whatever.
I guess, yeah, whatever.
Fantasyland.
But what's interesting is you go to the Ferry of the Damned. So you actually, the way you respawn, like when yours in your game, you kind of
I go to an
float
angel.
in. Yeah, it's similar. You go on this, you're basically on the crew, the Jolly Roger or whatever that thing is. So.
That's cool.
Yeah, so, but what was funny, anyway, so last night I was like, okay, I clearly don't know what I'm doing. I just need to join a crew and watch. So I get on, and it's a small crew. It's like
how many is a small crew?
Well, the small crew is just 3 people. But you can get like
30?
20. Yeah, for sure. So I just went on the small crew, and these guys were like level 15s. I'm like,
is that
1.
High?
Well, I don't know if it's high, but I was a 1, so it was higher than me. Okay. And they start talking. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to put the headset in and just listen. And I was like, okay, clearly listening's not enough. Well, I got lucky and got a couple of guys that were like, okay, here's what you do. You point the sails this way. You can angle them like this. Like, they showed me the basics of the game.
Oh, that was nice of them.
Which was great.
Because normally on Xbox, people are so mean.
So, right. So here's what was funny about it, though, is it was clear to me maybe about a half hour in, I literally thought I was playing with a guy and a girl.
You weren't?
I was not.
It was children.
Yes. I was probably at least triple their age.
If they had any idea, that they were playing with someone who could be their grandfather.
There's no way. No, I don't think it was that. Let's not get stupid here. Not grandfather, but I would be willing to bet they were Malia's age. So they were probably in
high school kids.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, what's funny is when I came in last night going, well, I guess we're not going to record our show tonight. I come out 2 hours later and you're like, laser focused, yeah. And you're talking and I'm listening to the people talking and I swear to God I thought it was your friend Josh. I really did. I'm like, Josh plays too. How cute. They're running around like pirates together.
They definitely were not adults.
Okay.
For sure. But they were very helpful and it was fun. It was funny because at one point the last thing we did is we went to this kind of skull island and you fight and you go to this island to just get as much booty, I guess, as you can, right? So you go and you fight, and it's wave after wave after wave.
Yeah.
and they're like, how about you just stay on the ship and make sure we don't get blown up?
Aww.
And I was like, okay,
someone's got to be on the boat, or if somebody comes by and then
if they die, then I have, and then you go to the island. So while they're on that ferry of the Damned,
the boat is saved. Interesting.
So here's the thing: I keep jumping in the water, and they're like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm swimming to the thing." They go, "Get in the cannon." I was like, "What?"
Oh my gosh. You've been doing it the long way?
I had been jumping in the water and swimming to this island when you can actually get in the cannon and shoot yourself over there. So
you dummy.
It was stuff like that I didn't know.
Well, how would you know? How would you know? Oh, you know what? The only way you would know is if you went on
Twitch.
Is it Twitch?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can watch people play. They do live.
Oh, yes. We used to, our little guild on World of Warcraft has a Twitch, or somebody who's way better than me has a Twitch account. And apparently sometimes you can watch us play.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. You can watch us play. You can see how terrible your wife is.
I wouldn't know.
You would know. You'd be like, is that you? I'd be like, yeah, that's me. Oh, you're dead again? Yeah. I got in the way of something. I didn't know. And you'll see me. I'll run around like Serpentine or Figure Eight, and they'll be like, they don't even acknowledge my existence.
Serpentine.
When I'm doing that, they don't even act like I'm playing with them anymore. They're just like, just let her do whatever it is she needs to do. She's not causing us any harm, so just leave her to die. Just leave her to die.
Well, after last night, I can certainly see how the time can just fly on you when you're involved. So.
Especially when you're learning. It's really long.
But the thing is that I'm actually interested in the game now, whereas before I was like, this is stupid. Like, I couldn't even figure out what I was supposed to do.
And then it makes you mad and you just turn it off.
Right.
It's sad that as much as you and I love to play, we don't play together. We just don't.
Yeah, but I think this game, I know that from off the screen I can't imagine, but once you understand the different quests and how many different things there are to do, and
that's super funny. This episode of Gamer Babe and Gamer Dude brought to you by Xbox and World of Warcraft. Sign up today and die.
Die with us, won't you?
Please.
Gamer tag Dub Minor if anybody's interested.
Join us. Oh, that's your gamer tag?
Yeah.
Dub Minor?
Actually, that's what's funny is they should have known that I've been playing forever.
Oh, you have like one of the old OG
you
tags.
can't have a gamer tag without a number in it anymore. Yeah, it's like near impossible, right? So I think one of them was Crazed Turtle 32, and it's weird shit. But like most of the gamer tags today, like everybody,
they have to have a number.
There are millions of people playing across the world, so everything is thought of. Everybody's thought of everything, right? And so almost everything has a number. So if you have one without a number,
they're like, that's your dad.
Yeah,
that's super funny.
Yeah. Anyway,
okay, so enough of that.
Yes.
If you're still listening, really quick. Speaking of Gamer Babe, which I know is a San Francisco Giants thing, I'm aware.
Most people don't know that.
Okay, well, I'm saying it.
Okay.
I know that they call girls, and it's not cute girls. It's any woman who happens to be a huge Giants fan.
And huge into baseball and understands that you can't just show up and... Yeah.
So when they say Gamer Babe, it's... The first time I realized that it didn't mean hottie, I was like, oh, this means something else because this is not an attractive human. This is something else, which is fine.
Yeah, it's a Krukenkype thing.
Yeah, it's cute.
If you're a big fan and you clearly are there and you're following the game and you know it, they call you a Gamer Babe.
Exactly. Yeah. So luckily you and I are going to go see the Dodgers play the Giants.
That's going to be so fun.
In April. So I have gone to Dodgers games before because they tend to fall on Mother's Day weekend.
Right.
Tyler, my son, and I, we went for Mother's Day. We had behind the dugout seats. Mm-hmm. I got to see Jeff Kent play one of his last games before he retired.
Looks just like me.
He's adorable. And so I'm looking forward to going back to see that series in the spring. It's going to be super fun. It's not as close to Mother's Day as it used to be.
It's a couple weeks before.
Yeah, where it used to land on Mother's Day. Well, sometimes it does.
Yeah, but they play each other so often. It could be still. So.
Right. So I'm looking forward to that because these are pretty good seats.
Yeah,
and
sweet.
We got these through a wine club that we're part of in Napa.
We were ridiculous. We did a wine
Well, what's
club
funny about this wine club, a lot of wine clubs in Napa, because they have so many connections to many organizations, they offer these really cool perks for wine club members. And this wine club has had some cool stuff, but it's never been anything where we're like, oh, no, that's never happening. We are not going with 100 people to do whatever that is. So when you suggested this, I said, all right, I'll look at it. So when you consider how expensive it is to go to a Giants game, parking, seats, food, whatever, if you even want to be remotely close to the bases, you pay a lot of money.
Yeah, well, they're one of the few teams that literally sells out
and
every
then don't even consider a suite if you're not someone who works for those companies, and even then you better be a mucky muck. That's the only way you're going. So when they had this package deal for us to go to the Salesforce suite, I looked at the price and went, I mean, you couldn't even get even remotely decent seats for this price. Yeah. We had to do it. And so I said, I can't believe we're doing it. We're doing a wine club event. That's so weird. But it was one of the best ones I've ever seen.
Yeah, it wasn't like before that. It was like charter bus type shit. So this is show up, suite. You get to go. They got 4 seats behind the plate that they're going to rotate people in and out of.
I can't wait to be behind the plate.
And then they have, then they got wine and it's fully catered and you're in
it's going to be fun. Super fun. Yeah. Anyway, the reason that I mentioned that is because you and I spent 24 hours in Napa this last weekend, and we had a really good time. We had taken advantage of literally a fire sale at one of the inns that had to close during those terrible fires in I think it was October, November.
Yeah, and then they just wanted to. They put out an offer.
They said, "Hey, we need to refill ourselves, and come take advantage." So we did, and so we went for just the one night to this really beautiful inn in the Carneros Valley. If you ever get a chance to just drive through. You don't have to stay. You don't have to like wine. Drive through the valley. It's so beautiful. I love staying in higher end hotels.
What?
And this was this is one that is.
You have expensive taste?
I do.
What?
It's so weird. But what's nice is that instead of going a lot, we just go like a couple times a year, and then we just really enjoy the niceties of higher end.
We do.
You get so funny when I talk about it because you're just like, I love doing it for you. It's just so nice.
I do enjoy us enjoying the finer things. We have not had that most of our lives, so it's nice when we get a chance to do it. When we get to do it and it works out, then yeah.
Yeah. But the reason that I was mentioning this is that it is related, I promise. So you stay in a lot of hotels. You travel quite a bit for work.
Sure.
This is not one of those hotels that you would normally stay at when you go to one of your markets.
Well, of course not.
Visit. It's like a honeymoon, actually, type of hotel. But I saw the other day a video of a woman saying that when you travel a lot, sometimes you miss home cooking. And so there are ways that you can get that by staying in a hotel. And I said, I'm intrigued. Let's see what you have to offer.
Continue.
It's disgusting.
Oh my God, what? Is it how to cook in a hotel room?
Yes.
Oh God, no.
So there is, apparently she is accustomed to staying in hotels that have still the coffee carafe, the old school coffee carafes.
The pantyhose washing machine?
So Paula and I have discussed that especially the hotels around the airport tend to be a little less upgraded, and women will wash their underwear, and if they still wear nylons in this day and age, in the coffee carafes. Housekeepers have been told, they have told their stories hundreds of times, they don't clean those. They just don't.
Ew.
So if you want to fill the carafe with hot water and put eggs, apparently you can hard boil eggs in a coffee carafe, and then you can have hard boiled eggs. Another thing is you can put water with ramen, and you can make ramen in it. You can also, apparently you can buy tortillas and cheese, and you can get foil, and you can create quesadillas with the iron. And
this is stupid. That's never happening.
The other thing she did was she inverted the iron and created like a pan with a lip on it, and she put like vegetables, and she was making like a stir fry.
The fuck is wrong with this lady?
I don't know, but I watched the whole thing.
Why? Oh, because it was a disaster.
The fact is I can't think of anyone who would ever do that in my life. Stupid. I can't think of anybody. It's like, if you need to not have McDonald's, just go to Denny's and order the $2.99 breakfast and be done with it.
If your house burns down and you have to stay in a hotel for 3 weeks, or it's being fumigated, like maybe.
No,
but
absolutely not.
Damn it.
No,
that's
absolutely.
Disgusting.
There is literally nothing about that.
By the way, we did none of those things.
You can make oatmeal too.
We ate wonderful eggs Benedict with jalapeno hollandaise on the deck.
You can do poached
beautiful.
eggs.
Stop it. It's not happening. Okay. That's what I'm doing for you. Next time, no room service. No room service.
A coffee carafe and some eggs.
Yep. Yes. I'm going to do a 5-minute egg, or whatever the hell they call that. That's the perfectly soft-boiled egg, and you're going to have that in a
some ramen
in a mug
with some ramen
over noodles.
So I thought, I wonder if Daryl would ever do this in a hotel room in Phoenix. I highly doubt it.
Nope.
Just go downstairs to the bar and get a steak.
There are two reasons. One,
and I would never do what happens in those carafes.
Yes, no, never would do that. So that's number one. Two, company card, no reason to do that.
Can you imagine the people that... Those are just the things that innocent, nice people do. Can you imagine what gross people do in those things? And what they do with that stuff?
Yeah.
Do you know how many times that women have probably ironed their hair with those irons?
What?
Yeah, if you have really curly hair, you can iron your hair. Yeah, absolutely.
That's disturbing.
Think of the things that have been utilized. Like, well, I guess we have this carafe. I guess I could just wash my period underwear in this so I could wear them the next day.
Awesome.
I read that they found fecal matter on the blow dryers.
What?
Yeah. What does that tell you?
Somebody's sticking the blow dryer up their butt?
I guess.
Gross.
Can you even have... I can't...
Gross.
You blow your hair dry every day.
Gross.
You're going to start bringing Clorox wipes with you.
I think that's going to happen.
Hotels. You should. You'd have no idea. And the thing is that the housekeepers don't go, hey, we need to Clorox wipe the blow dryer.
I was thinking about that while we were...
Mr. Small came over and put his ass on it again.
I was thinking about that because as nice as this hotel was, there was a couple of funky things, right? Like
what?
Well, we remember the shower leaked.
Yes.
Right. Well, it didn't leak, but
no, there was a piece missing, so water was coming out.
Out of the seal in the door, there was a piece missing, so water created this big puddle. And I'm like, I feel like they should check that shit. Like, turn the shower on, make sure it works. Because at a lot of hotels, I would say... shower heads are an issue.
Yes,
75% of the time.
I saw those shower heads in our hotel.
Yeah,
I'm like, could they just get like a cup of that rust away or that
you do
stuff,
the vinegar stuff,
and just clean it, please, because there's a little buildup.
Yeah. So anyway,
Interesting.
Anyway.
Well, you would be the connoisseur of hotel people, so...
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I think definitely a shower is the thing that comes up the most often. But
And really quick, before we move on, we're going to do a renovation. I promise we're actually going to do... Don't close your eyes at me. I will get going on the master bathroom renovation.
Yes.
I know I've been talking about it, but I have a little, we don't need to get into it, but you know why I'm struggling with getting it done.
I know.
Anyway, I'm now looking at the things that I want to indulge on.
Like what?
Toilet.
You want to indulge on a toilet?
Yes, I do. I've decided that I think the toilet needs to be a little nice. Nicer than just pooping in it and just being done with it.
Like the one in that Why Him movie?
The thing about toilets is I read an article, and the United States, or maybe England too, we are the only countries who shun the water cleansing process in the bathroom.
Yes.
We cling to our Charmin.
Yeah, because bidets are not popular.
Bidets are unpopular.
Yeah.
And so unpopular that sophisticated hotels have actually installed these toilets that clean your booty with water. And they're so unappealing to people, they actually had to remove them and put old school toilets in there. And I'm thinking, I'm pretty meticulous, but when I read the thing that said that most Americans have the dirtiest assholes in the world, I said, okay, that can't be me. That's not going to be me or anybody who poops in my house. That's not happening. Never.
Everybody poops.
And I like feeling clean. And
well,
so,
of course.
And that, some people use like wipes after they poo.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
I've done that.
You have?
Yeah, but
why?
Not.
Diarrhea?
No. Camping.
Oh my God.
Because when you're out in the wilderness, it's you need to do the extra things.
You can't
to keep
smell
clean.
like shit when you're walking around.
Well, not just that. It's harder to be clean. There's no water. There's no, you know what I mean. So
I'm getting sick.
It's just a wipe. It's wet. That's all. That's the. But I mean, yes. A couple of times. That's it. But that's the only time.
All right.
Fine.
I don't want to do it.
So you want a toilet that has perfume and water squirting on your asshole?
I don't need perfume, but I do like the idea of a warm water jet, very mildly cleansing the area instead of going through a half a roll of toilet paper. Sure. The only concern I have is it really needs to flush. I don't like those toilets where you're not sure. And I don't have like big European food poops. I just do regular. Like I don't eat
Russian potato and meat.
Yeah, I don't eat like that, but still, there's always a concern whenever you go to someone's house or a restaurant. Yeah. And so for some reason, if you are unable to wait until you get home and you have to defecate in a foreign toilet, the fear of it clogging, no matter what you eat, I could poop like a rabbit half the time and it wouldn't matter. I'd be concerned. Because I use too much toilet paper because I'm super meticulously anal about my anal. And so I'm worried that I'll plug it. And then I'm like, there's no plunger in here. And then it becomes a whole thing. And now I've created a backstory about this toilet. And I thought, how about if we just get the toilet that cleans your booty with water? And then, I don't know. And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, do we all have our own ass towel? To dry ourselves?
I don't know that ass towel's a good name or a good idea. I would imagine that it dries you off or something, right?
Well, I don't know. I guess we'll have to go look.
Or that's what you use the toilet paper for, right? Oh. Maybe you still have toilet paper, so maybe the bidet washes you, then you use the toilet paper a little bit.
But then the toilet paper just gets wet and sticky. That's not helpful.
Well, I don't know, but there's some. The toilet that we had, it didn't have a bidet in it, but the toilet at the hotel we just stayed at was.
They didn't have the wash one though.
No, but
that was the brand.
Flushed very differently, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
It did. You're right. It did. Anyway, so the story continues. If I get that spray toilet, I'm going to shout it from the rooftops if it works well.
Okay. All right. So you got spray toilet. We're moving things around a little bit. I have one vote that you're going to say no to.
Okay. Go ahead.
Heated floors.
Okay, I'm all in on heated floors. I just think it's going to be really expensive, and we're not dying in this house.
That's how we stayed at. But there was the thermostat in the bathroom. We're like, "What's this for?" It was 90 degrees, and we put our bare feet on the floor, and it was like, "Hello, nice and warm, love it." So
this episode of Suburban Couple brought to you by Heated Floors and Toto, the ass cleaning toilet.
So sorry.
Heated floors and toilet cleaning and ass towels.
Let's do
all on Amazon.
Yeah, let's do our thing.
It's time for our ugly and awkward moments of the week.
I'm just excited because I have one.
You go first. You're the guest. Please go.
You're going to get mad.
Okay.
I'm just telling
when
you.
When am I not mad at you?
I'm just saying, this is my ugly and awkward moment. It occurred in Napa.
Okay.
While we were at our very, very favorite place, which is Domaine Carneros.
Yes.
It is the American sister to Taittinger Champagne.
You're such a snob.
I know, I am. I'm trying to be. I'm a wannabe wine snob. But anyway, so we're at this place. We've been members there forever.
I just remembered that you called me a bubblehead.
Well, that's what it said. I didn't call you a bubblehead.
That makes me
the
angry.
review of it said, if you are like this, you are a bubblehead.
Oh, they have a name for you.
So,
like, what is it? Bubblehead. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
It's not bobblehead. You just like your bubbles.
Anyway, let's go.
Anyway, so we are tasting and some new wines. We actually just got a bottle because there's no reason for us to taste at a place we've literally tasted everything. And so we got a bottle. We were drinking it, but there was some new stuff. And so we had our server brought over a couple of tastings. And so that creates multiple glasses on a small table. Mm-hmm. So while I was talking, I was kind of moving my hands around, and this is why my ugly and awkward moment is your fault.
It isn't my fault.
I'm moving my hands around, and I'm talking to the guy, and I'm going to grab a glass, and you point.
Yeah.
And you point at me, but kind of at the table.
At your wrist.
And so I go, what? And I move, and when I move, my watch clips my champagne glass tips over. Does not break, but I do spill probably an ounce of champagne, which I got a refill on, which was awesome. That was very nice of him. But it was your fault because I never would have moved had you not pointed to warn me that I was going to knock the glass over in the first place.
You don't get to blame me for that.
I'm so blaming you. Nope. So that is my ugly and awkward moment, is I spilled champagne at a fancy wine tasting
and
place.
Everybody stared at you.
No, I don't think, did they?
Yes.
I think if the glass had broken, it would have been worse.
Well,
but as you said, had it broken, because one did break earlier in the day while we were there, and nobody applauded because you said, this is not the Olive Garden.
This is not the Olive Garden.
People don't applaud when you break things.
No.
So anyway, that is my ugly and awkward moment. That is your fault.
No, it is not my fault. It is your fault because all weekend I kept pulling glasses away from you because you have no regard for space.
I'm like a child.
In your arms. You are like a child. I'm like, I feel like I'm with one of my children at a restaurant going, no, all glasses inward. Never anything on the edge, ever, ever, ever. Except for your napkin and your fork. And if you think about it, when you don't even move the children's forks, they always end up on the floor, and the poor waitress has to go, kids at table 7, more forks, please. That's always it. So you were no different.
All right.
It's your
Fine.
fault. I mean, the only one I have a couple. Obviously, I am ill-equipped to function without running into something wherever I go in public.
Sure.
I ultimately run into something. And last night we were leaving after having a lovely snack over in Yountville.
Oh, right.
And it always, okay, first of all, I know that there are people going, oh, well, pardon us. Fancy. No, we're not fancy at all, actually. That's why we go, because we feel like adults there.
Yeah.
But quickly, I don't feel like an adult. The second we go anywhere, I'm like, okay, I don't know why we're here, because we have no business. We do not qualify to be in this place.
Fake it till you make it, baby.
Put it to you this way. We become friends with the help.
We do.
All the time.
It happens all the time.
We give zero fucks about the guests or all the rich people driving their fancy Rolls Royces or whatever they're driving these days. We're in our Ford talking to the help. We have more friends who were born and raised in the Napa Valley. Oh yeah, went to Vintage High. I mean, that's who we like.
For sure.
So please don't think for a moment that we are classy or anything.
So we still pull into the parking lot of a wine place and go Mercedes, Porsche, Lexus, Porsche.
Ford Mustang.
Oh, Ford Mustang.
All right.
Where should we park? Where's our parking?
Right next to the Tesla. So we're walking out, and we're not being hurried out, but they're closing, and so
for a private party.
So we need to go.
Right.
And somehow I do a backstep. I don't know why I did it, but I backstepped and I rammed my big fat ass right into the station with wheels on it, a big marble topped station, and pushed that thing 3 inches. And of course, I do what I always do. I turn around like, oh, was that me? God. was so embarrassed. I'm just glad there was nothing on it.
Yeah, nothing fell, nothing broke.
Phew.
No harm, no foul.
Well, it was harmful and foulful for me because I can't go anywhere or do anything, which is why, we became best friends with our waiter.
Yeah, he was awesome, actually.
He was really nice. Yeah. I really liked him. Anyway.
I had him do my shopping for me.
That made me mad.
You did?
It did.
Why? He asked.
I don't know. It bothered me.
Well, here's why.
I'm like, get your ass up and get your own salt.
So it's a little small place.
I know.
We knew what we wanted. They were closing.
I know.
And here was my thinking. He was like, well, I can wrap it up for you. What do you want? And I said, I want that, that, and that. And I was like, because one more item probably would have been too much, but it was literally like 2 things or 3. And then, but my logic on it is now I was going to tip him on the entire purchase instead of just the food part.
You explained it to me fine. Anyway, I get it.
It did feel a little weird, though.
I don't like doing that.
Yeah, it was weird.
It's like, slave, oh, slave. I don't like that. Just get your ass up and get your own damn salt and wine. But anyway, it was super fun, and he was really cool.
Yep.
And their last vision of us being cool is me knocking their sample table back a few inches. And like, okay, thank you very much, Mrs.
Fortunately,
Weiner.
they had cleared it already. So.
God, thank God. God, I think about there was all kinds of glass and stuff on it, and I thought, man, that would have been really ugly
for sure.
if that had been me. Anyway, I think you win. You made this the bigger scene. Because of the spill and all of that stuff, and how poor Neil from England had to come over and clean up after you.
He refilled my glass to you.
He did. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to like 8,000 points.
Oh, that's good. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I think that brings my grand total over 5 years of podcasting up to maybe 17.5, something like that. Maybe. So that's a really good win for me.
It is. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
With that being said, we're closing out the show. Paula and I, in a couple of weeks, we're going to be doing something called the Free Passes, which is the top 5 to 10 people that if we had a free pass that we would want to be with. Like John Hamm or Leo DiCaprio or whatever. And why, and the reasons behind them. Because Paula and I have different taste, completely different taste in men. But I wanted to give you an opportunity to tell me if you have any free passes right now before we close out the show. Now, for the record, this is all fantasy.
Oh.
You will not get in trouble unless you say it's my sister or a neighbor.
I need this in writing. No.
It can't be someone that you have access to.
Actually, free passes aren't meant to be that. They're supposed to be people that...
Like you'll never meet them in a lifetime.
No, they're like celebrities.
Like Rihanna.
Yeah. Like,
although you hate Rihanna.
No, skanky hoe.
Hey, you used to like Janet Jackson.
Oh, so Janet, back in the day, Janet would have been a...
Number top 5.
Yes, but like back in the Janet album days. Like
when she lost all the weight.
When Love Will Never Do came out, I was like...
She's pretty.
Holy crap. Like, where'd all that weight go?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was hot.
Yes. So you can so if you want to give me 1 or 2 or 3, just so that it's fair, because I don't want people to think that, that I wouldn't want you to say... I don't want you to be afraid.
They're weird, though.
Tell me. Oh, my God, I want to know now. Now I'm dying.
I don't think they... I'm trying to...
Is it like an artist or something?
No.
I don't know.
Kate Upton.
Oh, yes. The boobs. These are all boob-heavy women, I assume.
Well, of course.
Because you're a boob man.
I am. I don't know what she looks like now, but I've always liked the one that was in Party of 5.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yes, I like Jennifer Love Hewitt.
She's definitely one of your top 5, no doubt. I knew that. Kate Upton and Jennifer Love Hewitt, those are good. They all have 2 things in common.
They do.
What about Gloria? What about, what's her face?
Sophia
Vergara. No? She's got big boobs.
I know, but I feel like they're
not.
They're real.
They're real.
I don't know. Yeah, she'd probably
You'd be like, I wouldn't throw her out.
But Kate Upton over her for sure. But
okay.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good. 2 is fine. I mean, first of all, there may be some kind of disgusting porn star that I'm not aware of. There could be some rando person that you don't want to say.
No. Actually, no. Actually, no, because she's got short hair now and it really fucks me.
Katy Perry?
Oh, God, no.
What? I'm just trying to
Alyssa
get...
Milano.
God, I can't stand her.
There were times.
I struggle with that girl.
There were times, but I would take Jennifer Love Hewitt over
You're
her.
right. When she had longer hair, she was very pretty and super cute. But I struggle with her Twitter.
Oh, well, that's different.
I know, but I'm a woman. I think beyond just physicalities, but that's okay.
No. Yeah, I would just,
Okay.
That's it. That's
Those
all
are
I can
good.
think of, yeah.
All right.
I get to hear all yours, I assume?
I don't have that many, actually. I'm actually struggling to put together a list.
Really?
Yes, which is why we're going to do it in like a couple weeks, because I got to think about it.
Okay.
Paula's like, oh, I've got 10. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't, so we'll have to figure it out.
And 6 of hers she personally knows, and they're down the street.
Hey!
Just
That's
kidding.
my sister!
Kidding. God.
I can call her a whore. You can't.
I would never. That's not what I meant.
I know. She's only a bitch when I say it. You can't say it. And you can't agree when I do, by the way.
Okay.
You're not allowed.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much for listening.
Assuming you did make it this far.
If you have gotten to the end of this, congratulations. But I do appreciate you, Producer Deb, and I do love you.
Oh, thank you. I love you, too.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome, by the way, to all the new Facebook fans we're getting.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Ugly.
Share the show. Tell people about it.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
we'll see
everybody.
you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening and sharing the show. See you next time on The Ugly Truth.